that delivered, didn't it? I mean,
Yeah.
I think they will.
Yeah, because they were all jockeying for position to
there's
get
been
that.
enough caution laps.
Looked like to get that stage of win.
Christopher Bell would have never pulled out
Yeah.
on the 19th lap
Yeah.
a year ago. Now, you can look at it as good or bad. They crashed,
Yeah.
you know, but it shows you the importance of what we put together. But then also think about this: the Cup guys last night, they were racing for points.
Yeah.
You didn't see them crash. They could have, maybe even should have. These trucks just drive bad.
He's within 30 seconds of being out of the race, Moffitt.
Well, he's out of the race. He just doesn't know it yet.
Yeah, I don't think they're able to see the time.
But surely they've got somebody, just if nothing else, their only job is to hold a
I don't know about
stopwatch.
these truck guys. Cup guys will, but I don't know about
Cup guys will have electronics, but here's all you got to do if you're a truck guy. Have your guy come down pit road, start the watch, pit road speed to the end, stop the watch, figure out where you're at, add that to your cumulative time sitting on pit road, and if you can't get it done in 4 minutes and 20 seconds,
Yeah.
then you're done.
Yeah.
And then know how much time you're going to have. You got to come back. There's really no reason to come back. You come down. Do you agree, Phil?
Yeah,
You
just
come
do it
down
all, because you're wasting the time between the entrance and your pit.
and B, you'll get a free pass.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no.
I mean, they're done.
They're wasting their time.
As they come to the slide, here's Jarbo trying to take the lap back. He's stuck it through. Oh, in the wall goes Neil Bonnet. Off a left car. Neil Bonnet, the leader, has crashed at lap 210. That's the end of it for Bonnet. It's all over. And I think that could well affect his standing for the Wood brothers. There are his pit crew looking on, members of them, as Neil Bonnet just ran the car into the wall. David Hogg.
Okay, well that to me just puts the thin lid on this ridiculous NASCAR racing back to the flag rule. It is the most pathetic thing that's invented in racing, and that there just shows the danger and the idiosyncrasies of this ridiculous rule, where you race back to the flag, and there's a classic case of what can happen. Okay, the powers that be will say, well, if you're going to race, you've got to be careful. You don't have to run into people, but that's the sort of thing that can happen. And worse still, when the track is blocked with wreckage, they've usually got to race around that wreckage to get back to the flag, and that's when it gets really dangerous.
Oh, look at the slide of
lap.
Doohan.
What about
Look
that?
at
Look at the
this,
crowd
look.
out on the circuit. That's ridiculous.
This is ridiculous.
That is absolutely
this
ridiculous.
Is stupid.
They are still racing at black speed, let me tell you, and the crowd out the track.
And
that is
watch this,
absolutely
watch
stupid.
this. Watch.
But that crowd on the circuit, if that's not the most dangerous thing you've ever seen.
Ridiculous.
I mean, you're still racing.
Now,
Yeah.
this guy, I think you'll find he's telling this guy that...
Creville could blame the crowd, yeah, basically.
Well, this is exactly what I'm thinking, that Creville is going to say, right, OK, they were out on the circuit on the last lap. I had it in the bag. You either...
Now, here we go. Here's the replay.
Right, now, this is the replay, and I think you'll find that Creville, mixed on the inside, Creville gives it a handful and high sides it, I would think.
Well, Mick's got the corner there.
Right now, Creville on the right-hand side. Right now, a big handful of power, and you said that's it. That's exactly what it was.
Yep.
Now, what Creville could do is say, right, the crowd were on the circuit. I backed it off. Doohan caught me up. And I have to say that Doohan and Creville, to my mind, stayed exactly the same distance apart when the crowd were on the circuit. But Creville really is quite within his rights to say, you know, the crowd ruined it for everybody, which they did.
They're off, and look at Bourbonnais once again. Look at this fabulous start. He is unbelievable.
Look at
Villeneuve, they both made mistakes, and then we have two.
All three of them. Your three front runners are in trouble. And look at Bourbonnais
signaling.
Push me back,
Frantically telling the marshals, and naturally, we're in Quebec. They're going to push him back first. Empringham, I think, has damaged both front wings. Oh, and he's in the wall as well.
Bernhardt has gone into the wall on the very first lap, and your leader is Peter Fossetto.
Bedlam on this opening lap. They have not waited for tires to get hot. Just unbelievable happenings on this opening lap. Our field, look at everybody sliding up these corners. Nobody's getting traction. Kenny Wilson up safely through there.
And take a look who is in third place. Oh, as Fossetto locks it up. In third place is Jacques Villeneuve, senior.
This is more like watching driving school than it is watching a professional race. Just endless mistakes as the pace car does join the
speedy recovery. There's a replay of what happened between these two. And look, Will Power just got a bit desperate, trying to lunge down the inside. Here he is. He dives to the inside under braking, and that was never going to work.
you know, I'm not going to say until I seen a different replay. I mean, it's one of those things, and you know, Catherine's got to be honest with herself. It's
Will's nothing to do with Catherine Ray. She was well out of the way. She hadn't even turned into the corner, and Will lost it. That's my view of it.
Yeah, you know,
Disagree?
Will's going to win the race, and Catherine's not. And you know, sometimes it's better just to get out of the way.
I think she got right out of the way. I don't think she was anything to do with that. When the car snapped sideways, from my perspective, it looked like Will's car snapped sideways and collected Catherine as he was going past.
I mean, I'd like to see it from the front angle and see what happened because it gets sideways. Because the car from the back angle, the car goes sideways, but there's a reason it goes sideways.
Now, it's pretty bumpy down there in turn 8. It always has been. It's a difficult place to make a pass. You've got to be absolutely alongside someone there. If you're going to make a pass, you've got to make that pass early and make sure the driver knows you're there. And I don't think that was the case.
Normally, Dev gets really wound up, and look at him. It's a purposeful walk, isn't it? He knows. Yeah.
Oh no, guys. Well done to the marshals. Do you know what? Our marshals are absolute heroes, aren't they? Just jump straight in and sort that out.
3 laps are completed so far as Renner continues to lead. Oh, and we've got an accident on the backstretch. Somebody's lost it, spins across, and somebody goes over the top of the other car, and it's hard to pick out who we've got there as they pull off at the side. The first driver getting out, and that's amazing because the other car went straight over the top of him. And I think, well, the good thing is that he's able to run. Number 32 is one of those cars. Oriol Servia on the right-hand side there. Oh, and this is all a little bit unnecessary, particularly when they've both survived a very, very scary accident.
Yeah, that was a very strange reaction there. And clearly, you know, that's incidents like that are going to happen here. And he's well out of line there. That's most uncalled for, very unprofessional. And Oriol Servia, they're doing a good job to keep his cool there on the left-hand side. Car number 32 is Oriol Servia. What a frightening accident. And here is Paesi running across to remonstrate with Oriol Servia. And he's got the wrong man. I mean, that's just a very unprofessional piece of work at all by Sergio Paesi.
It's a pathetic little kick that he gave as well. A great shame, and no credit.
Again. Look at this Taka. He's under the white line.
He just got way under the white line. He had no business being there, quite honestly. He had no business being down there. Those two guys almost touched coming off the corner. They slowed down, so he got a big run on him. And once he got to the corner, he had to go under the white line. Well, you can't do that there. If those guys hadn't been there, he was going to be the one that ended up the fence.
Right there's the contact, little bumper ball.
He got way below the white line. The car's not going to stay down there because the banking is different down there. The tires are not flat on the ground. You can see that right there. Once he got those left side tires underneath that yellow, he was going to do nothing but slide up the racetrack.
Chastain just up the racetrack into the back, into the quarter panel of Hamlin.
So this is the frustration I think drivers have with Ross Chastain. When you interview him, he talks about how he's going to try to do it differently and race differently, and then here we are. He just climbs the banking. I'm sure his car is probably not handling as he had hoped, but his contact spins Denny Hamlin out.
I'm with you, Steve. You got a gas pedal in there. Chastain is going to have to make a decision on what does he want to do. Like, he's up the racetrack right here. He's lost the nose. You're going to have to lift. I mean, you got to lift and get off of the guy, no matter who it is. And he's going to have to clean these things up. He's a professional race car driver. He's a winner. He's a championship contender. You just can't continue to do these types of things.